right, everybody, welcome to DF Tech 101 aka BlackMantel as I discuss information technology, also known as IT. And we are on episode 2 of the career and IT journey, or should I say IT career journey for the new people out there that is getting into the space. So I want to kind of provide some information to you on how to find old tech to practice on. So we went a little bit on it in episode 1 when I was actually telling you how to get your mindset and the baby steps together into getting that IT approach. So now we're going to transition that right into what you need to physically get so that you can start your journey. So before you start trying to buy switches and routers and modems and all that kind of stuff and patch panels, let's take a step back for a second and I'm going to actually help you see that you don't have to get a brand new setup, but just some used equipment, a little bit of curiosity and a willingness to really kind of tinker around because you kind of do that already anyway. We definitely want to make sure that we can definitely get our hands on old computers and devices to practice your skills. So I'm going to give you some tips on what you need to do that may be able to help you sometimes even get it to as close to free or maybe free after all, if possible as well. Now, if you want to break into the IT space, your first lab doesn't have to be expensive. In fact, the best place that it starts with is basically free stuff that sometimes people throw out to the curb or what an organization may donate to you, or even you just asking your workplace if you can have an old workstation that you can actually use that is pretty cheap, that you can break anyway, that people are literally throwing away already. I can count on both of my hands and probably toes to the number of free workstations that I have gotten over the years. Just, not only being nice to people, but seeing them throwing things away that I can use. Even looking at this old workstation right here that had Windows 7 on this Dell computer that I got here. And this right here specifically is a Dell Latitude E6410. And so I'm going to actually pull this specific system up so that you can see it. But this definitely starts with family and friends for sure. And here's what I want to definitely show you so that you can actually see the system that I'm looking at right here. Now, here's the thing. Ask your family, ask your friends they have any desktop, laptop, maybe some network gear lying around. Somebody in your family's probably tinkered with something. You can probably use it yourself, but let's just be real. You can get a lot of this stuff for absolutely free. So this Dell E6410 that I got right here, this specific system um, here did cost at the time maybe $500-600. You can see on eBay it's for like 110, 119. Somebody selling one for like $55 here. And this station had like 6 gigs in it. Some of them had 4 gigs. This station has been kind of beat up in all kind of different places. You can actually see it here too, just so you can see this is not like an AI generated image here, but you can see this is an old computer here. Old. So old you can still see the RGA port like right here on the side. So now you know I'm not messing around. This is the real deal. We can go ahead and get into it. This is a Fluke network device. We'll get into a little bit of this later on in the channel. But I just got that here to kind of just take up a little bit of space as we're going through it. But most people hold on to old tech. They never use it. You can probably get it off their hands by giving them a couple of bucks just to take it, just to make sure they don't throw it away in the trash, right? But you can take and just reassure them that, hey, I'm using this because I'm trying to get into IT. I want to actually practice with something. If you feel uncomfortable, as I always said during the videos, if you feel uncomfortable with eBay, you can always go over to Amazon. You can basically plug the same information to Amazon. You should be able to find some computer parts, and you may be able to actually replace the keyboard on this by just following what you see here. Order the parts, get it in, work on it. They're like $124 here. Some of the other ones got it for 300. I wouldn't pay 300 for this old computer, especially since it was Windows 7. I wouldn't pay over 150 for this just to get my hands on something that I can actually practice with. So start with family and friends. If they don't have it, move on to like small businesses. Small businesses like mom and pop shops, um, nonprofits, churches, they may allow you to take their old equipment. You can often upgrade it. You can actually get more RAM to it. As you can see here, there's different batteries that you can get. So, for example, like right here, say on your new computer when you got it, the battery don't work. So this one is a new battery for the 6410. So if you was to definitely take the battery out, you can as well slide the battery on up out of here. Let me go ahead and do that so we can see this here. So I want you all to definitely see it and get the absolute best experience, right? That's what we need. We want to be able to get that. Um, but yeah, but you can definitely go online, buy this old equipment, get it in. See, this is an old battery right here. So I just took this one out. See, the laptops today don't have these batteries in them. They have these batteries that are embedded in them, especially like the MacBooks and stuff like that. These ones right here, you can just buy some from like $19, $47, but make sure that you look at the information on it. So this one right here is a rechargeable um, Dell rechargeable lithium ion battery, 11.1 volts. A wattage like see we got W1193, capacity 60 WH for watts there. Yeah, and then once you get it, make sure it fits. Take it, and you're gonna slide the battery in. You should see once you slide the battery in that it's going to lock into place. So let me pull that up here so you can see that. So right there, those should lock right there. These right here are for like docking stations. You shouldn't need a dock for it, but some people like to experiment more than anything. So that's perfectly fine. Take the parts out, break it up, tear the keyboard up, like find a way to actually get into the system. Okay. Because you're going to need that actual practice. Now, if people won't sell it to you, ask them if you can have it because you're just trying to learn IT stuff, right? If you decide to offer them something, you want to be nice and courteous about it, offer them something. You may even build a relationship with the person that you're getting it from for future IT work if you decide to start your little small repair company. Just getting yourself on your feet. But before you do that, get the experience. Get out there, get the experience with those. And then once you begin to move from that, you'll be able to go on to like Craigslist. You can go maybe onto Facebook Marketplace, eBay. You can search for your parts. Local recycling centers sometimes around your community may have like old equipment or drop offs where people may drop off PCs. You can see if you can maybe just take the hard drive out, put a new free Linux operating system onto there. I talked about that earlier as well. In your lab, if you're not doing this, you need to be looking at some Linux distributions. They have Red Hat. You can go to linux.org that has some things in there. So you can definitely see it tells you how to install all this, changing your Linux desktop. There's all kind of kits out here. Now, Ubuntu has a server version and they have a PC version. You can download the desktop version, and Ubuntu used to be actually free a lot here. I'm not going to let's see, let's do this. Okay. So Ubuntu, you're gonna need a USB drive basically to download this, which means it's 5 years of free security and maintenance, extend up to 12 years. You can download it. It's about 5.9 gigs. If you have Windows already on the system and you want Linux, you can actually install it on top of it. It even gives you the system requirements. This tells you what processor you need, how much RAM you need. Remember, we went over that in video number one. So definitely go back to my video number one to look at the recommended specs that I gave you so that you can actually move forward with this here. But you have all of that. You also have Red Hat Linux as well. Red Hat Linux may cost some money. It's been a while since I downloaded that onto a system, but some people actually like this. You gotta most likely have an account in order to download this as well. And there are so many different free versions of Linux out there. It is absolutely crazy. So don't get underestimated if you see one that you like and it's kind of a little bit harder to download. Don't forget to check out schools, libraries. Sometimes they sell cheap equipment and as well. Um, so definitely keep them in mind. Now, in the learning process, you need to learn desktops and laptops. A good resource, you can look at Lenovo, you can look at Acer, you can look at whatever. But if you go to the Dell.com website, Dell has a really good website map that you can look through. You can look through services, but you can also look through support. And there are videos and manuals and self repair parts and all this stuff. But even looking at the manuals and documentation on the Dell site, you can basically key in, for example, the service tag number. So on the Dells, if you get those, look at the service tag number, which is going to be on a white tag on the back. And for the service tag number, we're going to go ahead and type that in. This is just an example here. This is an old computer, so it's fine. So this ended support in like 2014 because this old system I got here. But you can look at like the manuals, you can look at the articles, you can look at the service events, the part reports, you can look at all of that stuff. It's going to tell you everything that you need to know here for that. So definitely keep that in mind as you are going through. I would definitely learn the difference between small form factor and your large form factor in terms of your systems. So if you go back to the Dell Technologies page here and you go to computers, go to desktops, I will get the laptops since those are a little bit more mobile. And you can experiment a lot better on them. Desktops, you can get them if you want. They got the all-in-ones. They got the Alienware, of course. But what I would look for is they have a slim version, which you can barely modify because they are a little bit smaller in terms of those micro. Actually, sorry, the micro ones. Those are the ones a little bit smaller. These are very hard to get into. These are actually probably no bigger than an iPad. Okay, these are going to cost a little bit more money. If you find some for free online, take advantage of it. But if we go back over here to the PCs, we're going to take that out. And you got the micro, which is a small one. You got the rack mounted service, which are more like server blades. You got the slims, which are like these. And then you also have the ones that are the smalls and the standard. The all-in-ones is going to have the power supply, the CPU, the screen all merged into one particular station itself. So, for example, you may see those a lot in Sam's Club or Walmart or Target or different retailers like that, or Best Buy. Even you'll see those in those particular locations as well. But it's okay to break stuff in practice because that's how you absolutely learn in these particular type of spaces like this. But I only recommend Dell because they are pretty good in terms of providing you the documentation on that. If you want to spend the money, work on like bigger and better systems, definitely figure out the PCs first, figure out the laptops first, then move to the server so that you can actually learn the internal working components of a server in terms of changing out the RAM or exchanging out your power supplies during um, or when the system's actually online. You can definitely swap out like their hot swappable is what they basically call them in terms of that. And so definitely keep that in mind as you're going through it. Overall, if you don't remember anything else out of this particular segment here, the best way to learn IT is most definitely with your hands and not the books. So those dusty old computers that you may have out there could be the very first step in your IT career. So as we look into episode number 3 that will be coming up, we will look into some other free resources to help you with your basics so that you can start learning as soon as you get your hands on some old technology. So, like, listen, subscribe to the channel, DivTech 101, aka Black Mantle. And guess what? Look forward to bringing more content to you soon. Get out there, find old tech, practice on it, get your career started. Stay sharp, stay secure, subscribe for more tech with purpose only on DivTech 101.